Hello and welcome to PVOW, your favourite podcast for wrestling. I am Fraser Doig, and as per usual I'm joined by the Macho Man Randy Savage to my Hulk Hogan, Callum Taylor. How you doing, bud?
I'm good, but I hate that you've confessed that I'm a steroid user and you're a racist on our podcast.
Yeah, I'm going old school this time.
Also, it's quite fair to say that Hulk Hogan baldied before Macho Man, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but Hulk Hogan always goes over, so does Fraser.
You and your pretend championship.
It's been a wee while since we've done this episode because the two of us have had a couple of personal issues to deal with, but we are getting back into the swing of it. So we're here with Clash of Champions that was on whenever this comes out, because again we're trying to sort things out, but we still want to keep it consistent in doing it, even though it was done a wee while ago.
Yeah, we've got to keep up. It's an opinion thing.
Before we get to the review of the pay per view, before we get to the review,
is this you going to tell people fake news again?
So, as the belt was online again, and we did our predictions, and once again, and still, your pointless point of view, Intercontinental Champion is still Fraser Doig.
Yeah. Yay!
Beat by a point again.
Again, Jesus.
I wonder, Hell in a Cell, that's the next time you get a chance at this.
I'll win it.
I'll win it. See if you take it then.
Here's the thing though. With Hell in a Cell, is there a takeover?
No.
Was it just Hell in a Cell?
Just Hell in a Cell.
Okay. Let's just try to see. I was just trying to see if I can equal the points somehow.
There's no AEW, there's no NXT. There's just Hell in a Cell's next, bud. So that's your opportunity to take it. So I'm still going to be the champion for a good wee while.
Sorry, I was trying to drink that. So when is Hell in a Cell? Just out of curiosity.
The end of October.
Ages. You just clean it for me, right? Just clean the belt.
Sure. Well, we may as well get to the
pre-show.
Yes, we're going to start with the pre-show.
Yeah, and it kicked off with, is it Lince Dorado versus Carrillo?
Humberto Carrillo versus Drew Gulak. This is why 205 is cancelled, because you folk like you don't watch it.
No, it's not the fact I don't watch it. Like, I know Lince Dorado is from whatever. Right?
From the Witcher House.
Yeah, I ken him, and Gulak doesn't look like he should be on 205 Live.
Why? It's just because he's not a high flyer. What did you think of the match, though?
Good match. I expected it to start off with the two Mexican brothers fighting together for a wee bit, which I seen coming, but once it started flowing, it was really entertaining for how short it was, and for being on the pre-show.
It's the classic cruiserweights on the pre-show. It could have been a lot better, like there's been better cruiserweights on the pre-show.
One of the best moments has to be though when Gulak had Dorado on his shoulders and Carrillo jumped over the ropes onto him. It didn't look like it went quite smoothly. There
was a couple of hiccups in this match, especially at the end with Gulak doing the pin to Dorado, but his shoulders weren't completely down. So the referee had to notice it and then count it and rejigger. Obviously, good on the referee for technically made the right call, but it was meant to end right there. Gulak's a good choice to keep the belt. Obviously what I just said before about 205 Live being basically coming to an end and their talent is merging in NXT. And in my opinion, Gulak's the best champion there is there, best person to be champion at that time.
Yeah, it'd be a different story if, say, Ali and Cedric Alexander was still there, because they're well known and high profile. But I think Gulak will hold his own in NXT.
In my opinion, it should only be a matter of time before Gulak becomes like a Cedric Alexander, an Ali, a Buddy Murphy, goes up to the main roster. I think so.
But is it the main roster anymore?
Not really.
You know what I mean? It's coming to that point now. Yeah, I get you. It's Ron SmackDown.
I firmly believe that it's only a matter of time before he does get put in that area.
Why not?
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. So what did you give it?
Well, I'm probably going to just give it about 2.5, running in the middle. It could have been a lot better, but I didn't hate it.
I'm the same. For it being obviously the pre-show, it's going to be quite a small gap of time. I'll give it the same 2.5.
So next match we had on the pre-show, which I'm very surprised about.
Yes.
But on the other hand, with the way it went, I'm also not surprised, was AJ Styles versus Cedric Alexander for the United States Championship.
Yeah. Kicked off quite well. I thought it was really kicked off into high gear, and I was thinking, oh yes, high flying. As AJ Styles ran it, Cedric Alexander, and Alexander's just flipped him right there, slammed on his back. That set a tempo for me where I was like, oh yes, this is going to be one of those matches that I love.
It was a set a tempo for the entire pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of them started like straight up out of the gate, like running. But eventually this match turned into something I didn't like.
Yeah, just
I did not like Cedric was. I don't understand. He's been getting his pushes. He's been, the pin on the main, pinning AJ Styles at the end of the Raw, and like it looks like he was getting some sort of little push, and he just got squashed. Yeah. Absolutely just squashed, and that's why the show was on the pre-show. It made no sense to me.
Do you feel that's literally the only reason they lost because it was a pre-show and they were just like, just go out?
I firmly believe the only reason it was the reason it was on the pre-show is because of the way the match was, because it basically had AJ Styles dominating most of the time. Even did the Styles clash on the outside, brought him in and then lifted his head down. I hate stuff like that. It basically shows like he could have won there, but then chose not to keep to do it. I understand that AJ Styles is a heel, but you could have put this on the main card, give them 20 minutes, and they could have.
Yeah, they could have.
They could have been the best match.
If they utilise both their abilities, and even if they bring the OC on down, you know what I mean? OC.
Yeah, you're right. First time.
Okay, OC, bring them down, and they could have had like one of those fucking. It would have been very Ricochet match, like the last one. If it could have been very like that, but at least Cedric Alexander would be able to show off his abilities and what he's capable of.
I mean, at least obviously, I'm not saying to have Cedric win if it was on the main card, but what I'm saying is that at least have him have that babyface shine, that good guy shine, and then just have AJ squash it, but make it look like there was a possibility. For me, this match basically proved to me that Cedric Alexander doesn't even come close to AJ Styles, where that's just not true. It's weird. It's very strange for me, especially because
he's getting a push.
It looked like he was getting some sort of momentum behind him, and then it just got taken away.
That's what I was saying. And also, it's kind of weird, right? But I don't know how you feel about this. But there's been wrestlers before that have been offended by being on the pre-show. Do you feel like AJ Styles doesn't really care?
No, I don't think. When it comes to that, it's obviously just the placement of the card, and it's probably just the type of match it was. But when it comes to the pre-show, I could definitely understand wrestlers' frustration of being on the pre-show. But basically, what you do is you get put on the pre-show. You just go out there and prove you don't deserve to be on the pre-show. Yeah, that's basically how it comes to. I mean, look at the Usos versus the New Day. They got put on the pre-show match, and it turned out to be the best match on the entire show, including the main one. And then they got a feud in like a Hell in a Cell. Like, you just have to go out there and be like, "No, I deserve to be on this main card." As such, because that match didn't really show. That's because I firmly believe the only reason it was on the pre-show is because of the way it was booked, and I did not like it the way it was booked. And it's what you're going to give out of 5? 2.5. Basic match. Yeah, I'm going to just go for a 1.5. I just didn't like the way it was booked. And I love AJ Styles and I like Cedric Alexander. It just annoyed me, the booking. Yeah. So now we're going to move on to the main card. First match, we have Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, the Raw Tag Team Championship, against Ziggler and Robert Roode. Yeah. Oh, I was earlier on. Oh, Bobby Roode. Wait, no, it's Robert. So how do you feel about this? I thought it was a good match. Nothing like, oh my god, best match of the card type thing, but I saw it with it being the first match. I instantly thought, okay, they're gonna lose it, but like they held their own, Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, and obviously you get the usual Braun Strowman showing his muscle, running around, blah blah blah. Braun Strowman is one damn good hot tag. Yeah, he is a great hot tag. But did you like the fact that there's moments where obviously the commentators are like, oh, he must be thinking about no coming in and doing that. Did you like the fact that it seemed like he might be doing that? Because he obviously wasn't like throwing himself and stuff like that. I see, as soon as it was the first match on the card, and obviously you're going to have the Universal Championship at the main event, I was like, they're not. Once I saw it was first, obviously in predictions, the two of us thought it would be Seth and Braun to make the Universal Championship and you know what I mean, to make the story more in depth. But as soon as I saw it was the first match on the card, I was like, Ziggler and Roode are winning this 100%.
Yeah. So how did you feel about the match in general, to be honest with you?
I thought it was pretty good. I found it very strange that, like, you know how when you're watching a tag match, there's always that one person where the bad guys beat them down?
Yeah.
Because Braun needed to be kept strong, the person that they beat down was the Universal Championship, which is very strange to me.
It was a very weird sell.
Because you've got, obviously, like, he's the top dog,
yeah.
But then you've got to keep Braun strong. That's why this whole, sometimes I agree with, you know, bad guy, like, opposite people winning the tag team titles. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's shit.
Yeah.
But
what I like, though, is the fact that even though they've kept them strong this whole match, coming to the end of Rollins being beat up and Braun's running in to try and save him, it looks like he's mucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he's cost it somehow, which obviously leans into the story for later on.
Which obviously Braun in an interview after it was like, you know, Seth lost the tag team championship, not me.
I think it was a good selling point, but I think Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, they held up and they proved themselves that they should be the tag team champions.
I do agree with that to an extent. I like Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler. He's just 6 2/3 now. Sometimes I can't take him seriously. Sometimes I'm just like, great. I like the fact that Robert Roode got the pin because I really like him, and he's a heel where he should be. But on the other hand, sometimes I really dislike when two random people get thrown together and won the tag belts.
Yeah,
it makes the rest of the division look weak and shit.
But it's a discussion we've always had though. Like the main roster tag, you've basically got New Day, Revival, the OC, and
the Usos.
Yeah, but when they're around,
machinery. You've got some of the tag teams are not terrible.
No, but they're not being used. They're not utilised.
They're all the tag team division on the main roster. Raw and SmackDown is sometimes booked, most of the time booked fucking horribly.
Yeah.
So that's why the two random people flung together win the belt, because the rest of the division get treated so shit that they have to make two established stars come together to
but that's like belts. That's like literally 2 in a row. Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins put together win. You know, and Bobby Roode, Ziggler put together win. We need, like you said, heavy machinery.
The OC.
War Raiders, the OC. These people need to get a chance.
Of pain.
Yeah. Why not give it back to the OC? You know what I mean? Let them fight other tag teams. Let them be established. Then they do this thing where you put people together, but
it's just one of those things where, you know, they're just AJ Styles whipping boys.
Yeah.
It's just that. It depends on the booking. It depends on the situation. I mean, let's just see where it goes from here.
Yeah,
because
true.
if they do defend it and they do stick out as a team, and that it's not just they won the belts and then they have it for a couple of months and then they separate and there's just like nothing anymore.
Yeah.
But again, I'll give them credit where credit's due if they do pull out of the bag. So next match was Charlotte versus Bayley. I'm correct?
Yeah, the SmackDown Women's Championship. For me, worst match on the card. Sorry.
Well, wait a minute. We never gave Seth and
Braun. I give it a 3.5.
You're gonna give it? I'll give it a 3.
Yeah.
Because I still found it quite exciting, and I think Braun is a fantastic hot tag.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Not as good as Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is still one of the best hot tags, but yeah, 3. I'll give it a 3. Right.
Sweet.
Yeah. Moving on to Bayley versus Charlotte. I hated this.
Yeah.
I hated every second of this.
What's really bad, right, is I'm not a fan of Charlotte in general. But
you feel like she gets handed too much?
Yes.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
But I don't know, right, this is a small, it's nothing to do with wrestling really.
Mm-hmm.
But see when she's coming in and out of the ring,
and
she gets the referee, I think this is probably her persona being a heel, like nippy, spoiled woman, right? But she never says thank you to the referee that lets her in. And for the opposite, that set me off. And I'm like, why not say thank you? This person's helped you with your stupid jacket. And then it kind of like keeps on going. And I'm like sitting there going, oh great, I forgot she's getting handed a belt chance. And then the match just and I went, Charlotte, for our flaws, can fucking pull a match.
Well, 100%. She's a fantastic
performance out of the world.
I kind of agree with you with the whole, like, she gets handed quite a lot, but she is absolutely fantastic when it comes to in-ring.
Yeah.
That's not the reason why I hated this match. I hated this match because for some reason the SmackDown Women's Championship forgot she could wrestle.
Yep.
And spent 5 minutes getting beaten up and running away, and then because Bayley's heel now, took the bottom turnbuckle off, flung Charlotte into it, and then beat her 1, 2, 3.
And then ran out the building.
And then ran away. I hated it. I absolutely.
They need to keep Bayley and Sasha Banks away from each other.
Do you feel like they ruin each other every time they get put together?
Because time...
I don't think they ruin each other. I think that Sasha ruins Bayley.
Yeah.
Because Sasha does well. Yeah. But Bayley gets, for some reason, always will be in 2 categories.
Yeah.
She's either a child wrestler or Sasha's best friend. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Like, yes, fair enough. When Sasha was away, Bayley was still there and did some good things. Yes, the Ember Moon stuff could have been better when she first, like, cashing in Money in the Bank was fantastic. I thought that stuff was all good. But for some reason, she goes from, like, this intense babyface who takes no shit, who doesn't act like a child, but as soon as Sasha comes along, she's heel, she just gets all cowardly and acts like a kid. It made no sense. Like, she was getting beaten up and just, like, forgot that she could do it. I hated it. What are you giving out of 5? I'm giving it a fucking 0.5. I hated it.
1.5.
I hated it.
I wrote down. I did this all the time. I write down my scores, and as I'm sitting discussing me, I'm like, man, that was worse than I fucking believed it to be. You taking it?
Can you remember what's next?
Yeah.
Next one. I actually really enjoyed this next match. The Revival versus the New Day. Yeah,
SmackDown Tag Team Championship match.
I really, really enjoyed. I think that the two. To me, this is having a sort of another Usos New Day vibe. Where the two of them could have really good matches together. They won't get a Hell in the Cell match because they just won't. But this I really enjoyed, and I thought the New Day were going to pull out of the bag. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Did you think, like, obviously I know that we're going to talk about bits from the match, but see the end where the Revival did a shower machine to the outside to Big E, and then they did one inside the ring to Xavier, and then they did not pin him. Did you think that they were going to waste time and then Xavier was going to roll one of them up?
Yeah, I did.
So did I.
I thought it was going to be a snatch and grab moment.
But they didn't. They lynched the leg. It looked like an ankle hook.
Yeah.
And made that makes the Revival look great in my opinion. I thought, as much as I thought the New Day were going to win, this match made the Revival look like arseholes, made it look like great heels, and just made them look very strong.
And it made them more technical tag teams, because most tag teams matches are just literally either the jump over, the flashy moves, and then the pin, or the guy runs in and breaks up. But they ended it differently with making them tag and stuff.
I thought Xavier was really good in this match. So, same as all three members, obviously the 2 members just now are the New Day are so great and charismatic and all good on their own. And I love the Revival. I thought this was probably I'd have to say this is probably my second favourite match on the card.
That's
to say that?
Yeah, it's more of a question, because as I was watching it, right, see when Big E is getting slammed on the side, right beside the steps, and he's lying, I don't know what one it is, the one with the mutton chops. I can't remember his name.
I think that's Dash.
Right.
No, it could be.
It looked like he was just trying to run him to the edge and hit him, but it sounded like they hit the steps. And the referee had to run over and check them. Do you think that was play, or did you even notice?
It might have just been a little accident. I don't think I noticed that, but it could have just been a little accident.
That's one of the things I see
those steps. You've seen it loads of times where folk like accidentally hit their leg off those steps when they're going to do something.
Yeah, there's just one. But other than that, I thought they're just great. Like the New Day, I'll put my hands up. Like I didn't like them to begin with, but Xavier Woods for me personally is my favourite of the New Day. In wrestling terms, I think he's my favourite one.
It's hard for me to say. I'd probably have to say Big E's probably my favourite.
You just like it when he dances.
I think that Xavier Woods is fantastic at making other people look great. Yeah. Like, especially, he's also good at that babyface fire. Like when he didn't want to give up in the ankle lock, but then he had to. He's really good at making his opponents look like how they need to look in the match. So what are you going to give out of 5?
Probably a 4.
A 4? I'm going to go for a 3.5. Like, it's my favourite match on the card, but like it's not
it's not out the world.
It could have been so much better.
Yeah.
Like in theory, but I still thought it was a pretty good match.
Yeah.
So next we're going to move on to the women's tag team match, Fire and Desire versus Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this?
I thought it was a good match. To be fair, right, Alexa Bliss coming out dressed like Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm. I thought she looked good.
Was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could see her in a film
Mm-hmm.
with her, but it's nice to see, like, because Fire Desire, Alexa Bliss, nothing taken away from Nikki Cross, right? But those three back in the day would have been wrestlers who are just like, oh, we're pretty, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice to see 4 female wrestlers. 2, like, the champions are people who've been put together, so it's quite ironic that they've been put together, but they've really built it up as well.
They've had that time to be together for a while. But
they're both teams are so good, you know what I mean? And I feel like Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, it's really the performance is so much better together than they were alone lately, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I know that sounds really weird, but they sold it really well with Fire and Desire, because I've never really been a fan of Sonya Deville's wrestling, if you know what I mean, because of the way she wrestles, but her fighting Nikki Cross was really entertaining.
I'm not a fan of Fire Desire in general, to be honest.
Just for anyone who doesn't understand, Fire and Desire is both is Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
I'm not really a fan of the two of them together. I think that they kind of sometimes get put in silly storylines. Mandy got put in the whole like try to steal one of the Usos thing.
Yeah.
So then they kind of build up to maybe they might split up, and then Sonya Deville looks like she's going to do something else, but then nothing really happens.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's a tag team I can never see being champion.
It's very strange when it comes to them. I'm not really. I love Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I love Nikki Cross especially. You know, she's Scottish, she represents, and also I think that I kind of miss Crazy Nikki a bit.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously with Alexa, she's more tame, but when she's in the ring, she's crazy. But I miss Crazy Nikki in general. Like NXT Nikki Cross, who's I've got a secret, like, you know, that crazy stuff. But I think that they're good, and I'm glad this was on the main show, not just lumped on the pre-show, because it could have been. Before we move on, how do you feel about the 24/7 shit in between it?
I feel like it took me away from the match, to be honest.
I know they had to put it somewhere, and if you were gonna say in your head, if you were like, what match are they gonna put the 24/7 stuff, you're gonna think this one.
Yeah, but it would have been funny if Alexa Bliss had won it.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
That would have been interesting. Just her doing that seems pointless. Or even Nikki Cross
winning it in or between a match. That makes it slightly interesting. But I know they had to do some 24/7 shit. I just wish it wasn't in between a ring. I wish it was like not I wish it wasn't like in between a match. I wish it was like during an interview segment, make something slightly interesting.
Yeah.
It didn't have, because it kind of takes away from the match. Because after it, they just continued like it never happened.
Yeah. Like, imagine if they did it where Braun Strowman was doing an interview and then he hides behind Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman just steals the belt off him. Would have been funny.
But yeah, there's a certain, for some reason, only certain people go after the 27 title. Not everybody. There's only a select few that only care about that belt. Everybody else just like, because Braun could take it in a second, but he just doesn't. It just because he forgets. He forgets it exists.
I've got a green belt. What do I need another one for?
He's got other things to focus on. Next, we're going to move on to what are you giving Nikki Cross out of 5?
3.5.
Yeah? I'd give it just a straight 2.5. Give it run of the mill middle.
Yeah.
Next we move on Intercontinental Championship match, Miz versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Right.
I liked this match.
Yes, but I liked it not for the wrestling.
You like Sami Zayn?
I thought Sami Zayn was hilarious.
Sami Zayn is like he is great. For some reason, he's become everybody's punching bag, and he can't seem to win anymore.
Yes.
But I also like the way that he does portray with Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah. Yes. Where he shouts at him and stuff like that. He's like, Shinsuke. He's like, yes, Nakamura.
Yes, yeah.
I know. It is entertaining, 100%.
It was when he was in the background and they cut his mic off and you can see him in the corner.
I feel like that was meant to happen, or do you think he was meant to talk the entire time? And Vince was like, I'm sick of this, like, it's annoying me.
Ken, that's the sad time, because with Vince, it's a possibility. But
I do enjoy Nakamura.
Yeah, I don't think he gets enough of. I know he's an Intercontinental champion, but I don't think he's put out in the spotlight enough.
I think
for
he's
me.
slowly getting there.
I think
he's getting there
we
now.
thought the same thing when he had the United States. We're like, yes, he's going places, and it kind of just...
Because obviously Sammy's with him.
Yeah.
It makes it more interesting. Like, it makes it like... Because obviously versing the Miz is like the Intercontinental Championship man. So anytime somebody versus the Miz for that, you're like, well, there's a chance he'll lose it. But because Sammy got put with him recently, I was like, okay, Nakamura's going to keep it. Miz might get it eventually.
Yeah.
But I think... Right, this is a question that confuses me, right?
Okay.
This confuses me. How is, right, Shinsuke Nakamura's Kinshasa more deadly than when he hits them in the face, but when he does a running knee to the back of the head, it's not a Kinshasa?
Fuck, I don't know.
Because when he's on the ropes and he runs and hits him in the back of the head with his knee, it's a Kinshasa.
Yeah.
But they don't say it. And then it's just a normal move. But if he does the exact same thing, but somehow the opponent is facing him, it's a Kinshasa.
Oh, aye. Because they shout it. Every time he does it from the front, they're like,
but he can kick them from behind and it's just a kick. How is it more deadly?
I don't understand.
Is
no,
it the face?
No, because you're getting booted to the back of the head.
It's probably what?
Yeah, yeah.
So is that a Kinshasa?
I would say so.
But they never recognise it ever?
Maybe there's a shite of their joke.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
all these years are just like, okay, well, I don't care.
That's before we move on.
Yeah.
Right. I think it might have been the women's tag team match, but don't hold me to it.
Okay.
But Corey Grave annoyed the living shit out of me. I cannot remember what match it is. I think it was the women's tag team.
Is it when he's creeping?
It wasn't the creeping. There was a bit where he just didn't shut the fuck up about shit. I cannot remember.
Oh wait, is this where Renee was talking? She was actually talking about the match, but he was still going on about something.
I think so. Yeah. I like Corey.
I think it might be the Intercontinental.
Was it the Intercontinental?
I think it's Intercontinental because he's talking about Sami Zayn.
Right.
Is it Sami Zayn?
I can't remember what match it was, but there was a specific match where.
Wait, is it no? There was a match where he's like, "Oh, this person's the best person," and then
it was the Revival versus the New Day,
and Michael Cole's like, "But they're not champion."
Yeah, he wouldn't shut the fuck up.
He's like, "Yeah, I knew him. We're friends. He's a really nice guy."
I like Corey Graves, and I understand he's the heel commentator, but sometimes. Shut your mouth and let me just watch the match.
Yeah, like, come on, mate, I could mute this right now.
It drives me insane. Right, so, Shinsuke Nakamura versus The Miz, just because I remember me with the code, what are you giving out of 5?
3.5, because the match, when they actually got into it and Sammy kind of just stood at the back, it was quite entertaining still. The Miz, again, I'm always thinking, like you said, Intercontinental, he's going to win it. Oh, so he's trying to beat a record. He's, I'm doing it for this. Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 3. Yeah. But you know who's got the record, right? It's Jericho.
Is it?
Yeah, Jericho's the highest. Like, he's won the most. So of course, the Miz. But at some point,
he's gonna.
He needs 2 more reigns.
They're trying to wipe him out.
Yeah,
they're trying to wipe Jericho away.
Because it's Jericho. It's the same as like, they did that when CM Punk. No, CM Punk. They eclipsed him with Brock Lesnar and AJ Lee, and they eclipsed her with Nikki Cross.
Question, right? Before we move on.
Not Nikki Cross, Nikki Bella.
Yeah, the Miz. Right. Obviously, he's went from like fucking Beverly Hills, fucking the Miz when he first came into it.
He went from a heel.
Now he's like Hollywood.
Babyface.
Yeah.
Pure babyface.
Do you think they're ever going to make him go completely different character?
I don't think so. I think he will turn heel eventually. But he was on. It was Jimmy Kimmel, not Jimmy Fallon, and they were talking slightly in kayfabe about how he used to be a bad guy. And he said that basically they can't have him on Miz and Mrs. be like the dad. Yeah, then come in. And then be on Raw and SmackDown and be an asshole. So that's why they turned him babyface, and he's still been babyface. Clearly
they've learned from Total Divas.
I don't mind.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, true. I don't mind babyface Miz.
Yeah.
But for me, Justin isn't good as heel Miz.
Yeah.
Heel Miz is so much better than babyface Miz. But I'm used to it now.
Yeah.
Next one we're going to move on to is Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah.
This was better than the SmackDown without shadow of
Yeah. Good match. Again, it's one of those. Like most on this card, it's a good match up to a point.
It had an intensity which I enjoyed.
Yeah, I like that one's trying to prove herself and one's just like, you're not as good as me.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it was good. And
which is weird because you notice this feud is kind of very similar, but in NXT was completely the opposite way around.
Yeah.
Where it was like Becky was this couldn't get the job done, and Sasha was the boss of NXT, and now in Raw it's completely the opposite, which I find very interesting.
It's good, and it's nice to see, especially because she's the man. You know what I mean? And I like that people are like, if the boss beats the man, blah blah. And it was a good story.
I like Sasha Banks. Apart from Michael Cole shouts it's boss time. Does my boxing?
Yeah.
It sounds like a 12-year-old child.
Sometimes Michael Cole just shouldn't do. But I like her. I've always like I've said before for the last match, I like Sasha Banks.
I like Sasha Banks.
I hate Sasha Banks and Bayley. But this match I was so happy that Bayley didn't come out and try and help and all this stuff.
For me, when it comes to Sasha Banks, I also like Sasha Banks, and honestly, I've never realised about the whole like Bayley always gets like when they get put together. So you've just pointed that out for me, but I like Sasha Banks inside the ring.
Yeah.
I see her like in general. Sometimes I think she's a bit up her own arse.
You're just annoyed because she took a year off and kept posting shit, and people were like, "Oh my god, she's coming back."
I understand this, but it's more just the whole like, for some reason she thinks she's like the only.
She's the only wrestler that's had hardship.
She's like the only women's wrestler on planet Earth who sometimes gets something she doesn't want.
Yeah.
It really annoys me where she's like, they did this whole like, I don't know if it's true, but the whole like crying and all that stuff and taking her ball and going home. If this is the storyline or it is also whatever. It's just really annoying about how sometimes I'm like agreeing with Becky where it's just like, if you really wanted to be as good as you are, step the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's just that does annoy me a little bit. But she is a fantastic wrestler. Yeah. So when she's in a match, I kind of forget all about it and I just enjoy the match.
Yeah. How did you feel? Like obviously we spoke in the ring and it was a good match going back and forth. How did you feel that she went for a chair so many times?
It's weird. It's like wrestling logic. It's like, why would you go for the chair when you know it'd get you on purposely disqualified? Which, it doesn't make any sense. And I understand that they're basically the main reason why they did a no DQ finish. Yeah, is because they're having a Hell in a Cell match. Yeah, and if that will be good, so when it comes to the payoff, I can live with the DQ.
How do you feel? Right,
pay per view.
Out of my head, and I was sitting here. She's got a chair. How would you feel if she did Eddie Guerrero?
Well, that's what she was trying to do, or she was going for like a weird cheaty thing. I know that because they said it, because they do it every time she's in the ring. They said he's her favourite. But yes, she was going for that type of thing, but getting it blatantly out in front of a referee is also a mistake.
Yes.
You're not going to hide that. But like I said, they're basically there is a match confirmed for Hell in a Cell, so that's basically what this whole thing was about.
I also think that's why it kind of spilled out and they were like, oh, these lasses can take a beating pretty much.
It's like, oh, they need something to contain them. But that will be a good match. So what are you going to give it out of 5?
I gave it 3.5 just because I found it really entertaining. Good story as well.
I'm going to go for 3 as well. Good. If it had an ending or it had like a different kind of finish, I probably would have given it higher, but I'll give it a 3. Yeah. Next, we're going to move on to Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton. Yeah. That's what was next.
Yeah, the WWE Championship. I was going to say Universal there, but anyway.
So, what do you think of this?
I thought it was a good match. For it being a Randy Orton match, it wasn't as slow as I expected it to be. You hated it.
Me and you are going completely different.
You hated it. I could tell by your face. But this match, they weren't boring.
No, I hate him.
How?
I think he's so boring.
How?
He's honestly, take Randy Orton back in the day, where a lot of the methodical, slow thing was kind of commonish with Triple H and all that stuff. See, nowadays,
but it's all high flyers and
it's faster paced. And yes, you can have a slow, methodical match, like like a Walter match, where everything is slower, but it has the exciting to him. He's just boring as fuck. He does the same thing in every single match. he either goes outside and does that uppity thing on the table, or he puts the uppity thing on the apron, and then he goes in the ring and he clotheslines for a few times, then he wanders around and he looks at them.
But he caught him in a backbreaker, Fraser. It was different.
I hate him.
But I liked it because, you know what it does to Kofi Kingston? It sets him on a bar of rage. If you know what I mean? Like, it's because of the story where it's like, I know it's overdone and I hate it, where it's family's in, your family
no,
this.
like the family stuff's kind of gone now. But for me,
I like the fact that Kofi Kingston kind of just went, I'm going to fucking beat you at this.
True, but see, every time that he went and built up his like hype, Randy Orton would hit him once and then go back to Randy Orton's pace. And it'd be so slow.
You can't take the slow with the quick though.
No, because there's nothing quick about Randy Orton.
We got both.
There's nothing quick about.
He does a fucking RKO quick.
That's, honestly, I firmly believe, right, if Randy Orton's finisher was not the RKO, folk would not fucking cheat him.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all he is now. Even I like an RKO, but I have to sit through boring as fuck just to see it. And lately, it's not becoming worth it.
Yeah.
This was so boring. I've got friends that love Randy Orton.
I'm one of them.
But he's just because he's handsome and he's got tattoos doesn't mean he's fucking exciting.
Who turns around and goes, oh, he's handsome, he's got tattoos?
You try to tell me he's not handsome.
Oh, he's a bad. Did he look massive to you? Like his head looked fucking
to me,
massive.
It was just really hard to open my eyes.
You're such a dick.
It's so boring.
You're such a dick.
It's so boring. But worse is I thought Randy was winning this. I didn't want it, but I thought it was happening. For me, this Randy Orton feud, as much as it makes sense from a Kofi Kingston championship perspective, the whole like backstory.
It's been 10 years in the making.
Because the build up is great. The build up is great, right?
Yeah.
But this has ruined Kofi's reign for me because he's so boring. The matches are shit.
Do you think we're gonna get more of it?
No, because Brock Lesnar's fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Brock Lesnar's taking that belt off of Kofi 1,000,000,000%.
But what happens to Randy though? He needs something.
Hopefully he can fuck off him.
No, but the thing is, right, as much as all these wrestlers are good, right, for me personally, Randy in the WWE now is still the best villain. What guy is really better at being a villain?
The Fiend.
Oh, come on. I mean, like, somebody that's not fucking running the shadows. Oh, fuck off. It's not a great villain.
Bad guy.
It's not a good villain. He just runs in, does a move, and runs out. Has fucking.
It annoys you, right?
Yes, yes. But Randy Orton takes out cunts, brings in a team to take cunts out even more.
AJ Styles is a better heel.
Oh, fuck off!
Same thing.
Oh
same
my
thing,
god!
Man.
You're so full of shit!
It was the same thing.
Because what Randy Orton does, right, is he fucking he clearly I know it's not him, it's planning.
Do you know why? Of course he plans it because he takes forever to do anything. So it takes him a while to plan.
But AJ Styles like, come here guys, come here. You're only popular right now. Come in here with me and fight this guy. Where Randy Orton just sneaks in, does a move, fucks some cuts match and sneaks out again like a snake.
It's the quickest thing he's ever done. I hate it. What are you giving this out of 5? Please don't give it
3.5.
Jesus Christ! I
found it entertaining. I found it very entertaining.
How?
Because it was good. It was a good story. It was a good match.
Okay. It's only because it's Randy Orton. If this was another boring, slow, methodical... If this was Samoa Joe versus versus Kofi Kingston, this slow and this boring, you would say...
Yeah, you'd be the opposite.
No.
Yes, you would, because you love Samoa Joe. Yeah, he's great. He knows what he's doing.
Do you know why I like Samoa Joe? Because he works fast.
Fuck off!
Randy Orton.
Does he? Fuck. He's just as slow.
1.5. 1 out of 5. This is boring as shit. Right, next we're going to move on to Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan.
Yes.
In a no DQ match.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this? Because this was, in my opinion, it's probably my favourite match.
Yeah, because obviously it's Roman Reigns, so you half expect it, but Roman Reigns just going to come out and fucking demolish him.
He always does well in no DQ matches.
Yeah.
So
it's like they're kind of like, we're taking away the rules now, Roman. You're allowed to do what you like, and he's like, yay! Let's put on a. It's like when Brock Lesnar's like, I want to fight that person. So yeah, but that person, and I like it because he seems to do great against big guys.
How do you feel about Rowan?
Rowan is fucking awesome.
You got to stick up with the ginger bearded bald man.
Ginger beard, bald guy, likes Vikings.
That's my kind.
My guy. He's fucking cool. And he's good, and it's a nice push.
And he's getting to talk.
Yeah,
he can actually do promos quite well. surprisingly, because the last time he got to talk, he acted like a weird child thing. You remember that where they were?
Yeah. But he was that though. He was the
weird one.
Yeah.
But now he's like not part of the. I like
Is
it.
he part? Okay, we'll get into that in a minute, right? No disqualification tends to bring a certain variety of level. Like you have to do. Did you think they did it well enough for it to be made as a DQ match?
At the beginning, no, but they transitioned into yes. I mean,
I loved the camera guy bit.
Yeah,
I loved that.
I love that. It's obviously a bit of recreating the spot, but I did enjoy it. I mean, we've got to talk about Luke Harper turning back up, which I loved.
Yeah, Roman Reigns set up for a massive world fucking breaking spear, which he never does a spear. You know, so it's nice to see him do it.
He's done the Big Show.
Yeah,
the Big Show he ran that distance.
He got that.
He's hit like a few people from that distance.
Yeah,
but yeah, Rusev, like. But yeah, boot come out of nowhere, turned into Luke Harper. Good pop.
Yes.
Good. Did enjoy that pop for Luke Harper. I think it's well deserved. Just don't make them the blood. Don't call them the Blood Brothers.
But that's the thing.
Don't.
I know. But you heard the commentator going, "Oh, it's nice. It's nice. It's a nice bludgeon."
Yes, it is a hint maybe, but it's the fact that they're called the full names again.
Yeah.
They're not just Harper and Rowan. Like Eric Rowan has his full name.
Luke Harper's full name.
Full name. Right. Before we move on to the main event, do you think that Daniel Bryan is behind this whole thing? Even though they attacked him on SmackDown, do you think he's like making some eco-friendly Wyatt family?
Yeah.
I don't. I don't want it to be. Because I like this whole Rowan's, this weird brains behind it. Like, you think that Luke Harper, like, he was the one that you would, out of everybody in the Wyatt family, like, obviously Bray's doing his thing, but you wouldn't pick him as, like, having this weird, like, intellect thing, and I like it, the fact that he's doing this. I
hope they're together, but they're not together.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, Rowan.
They're all on the same team. Not just like Daniel Bryan's henchmen.
Yeah, but if they're not with Daniel Bryan, I hope they're not a tag team.
If they do, because obviously it's clearly leading to Roman and Bryan versus Luke Harper and Rowan. But if Daniel Bryan joins them, then what excuses? Like, yeah, I'll let myself get beat up for this. That doesn't make sense, right?
I know.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. What are you going to give it a 5?
4.5.
I'll give it a 4.
4 out of 5, sorry, not 4.5.
So next we're going to move on to the main event. The last match in the card is Universal Championship match between Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman.
Yeah, and I was pretty disappointed by something. Before the match really started, I paused to get a drink and I turned around and I looked at the time left and it kind of ruined it for me.
Not a lot. It felt like a Brock Lesnar
12
match.
minutes.
Felt like a Brock Lesnar match.
And it gave me a fear that it was just going to be a one hit, that's it done. But I feel like those two, it's like they were given a small time frame and they both went kind of ham and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just went, fuck it, let's go for it. And it kicks off really well.
Mm-hmm.
And it went really well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Braun Strowman looked strong.
Taking 3 stomps and kicking out of it. Took a pedigree and another stomp to put him down.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to keep him strong, but I felt like Braun was not. They weren't going to pull the trigger on this.
No.
But I thought it was pretty. What are you going to give it a 5?
2.5.
2.5. I'll give it like a 2. I'll give it the same. 2.5. I still find it quite entertaining. Right, before we finish this, we have to talk about the very
end. The very end. This
Seth Rollins celebrating. Logo comes in the bottom corner and he is attacked by the Fiend.
The screen just goes black and I'm like, oh, that's it. And I nearly turned it off.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there nearly turning it off and I was just getting my stuff ready and then boom, there he is. I was like, shit.
And it's been announced we're getting the Fiend versus Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell.
Is he taking it?
He fucking better. Because it defeats the absolute purpose to have him lose.
Here's a theory of mine.
Right. They're building Seth up because he's beat the Beast, he's beat the Monster, and now he's going to beat the Fiend.
Yeah.
You really do? I
do. It's a small thing because it's Vince McMahon's like, wait, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins looks good for TV.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep them champions.
I understand that, but it's not that it'll ruin the Fiend to have him lose, depending on how they do it.
Yeah.
But I think that he needs to win. He needs to win.
Gives me a fear that Luke Harper's got a push. No, Eric Rowan's got a push. Luke Harper returns, and the Fiend's getting big.
They're not really the Wyatts anymore.
Do you reckon where they'll go with it?
It could be. I don't know.
I don't want it. I don't want. I wouldn't want them together.
No, I wouldn't like it. No, the Fiend needs to be on his own.
He's got friends.
Okay, so the puppets.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that Bray's taking it. To be honest, he deserves it for all the hard work he's put in, turning himself completely 1,000,000,000%.
But the thing is, though, it's kind of what we just spoke about with the tag teams, where they've put two people together and instantly give them the championship. Whereas the Fiend's not been around that long, and he's kind of just going, "You're the champion," but they won't give the belt to Braun, who's been around and he's been holding his own.
That's true. That is, I can kind of understand that, but
because then you've got to think, okay, does that mean Braun Strowman at some point is going to take it off the Fiend?
I don't know whatever they do with that. Probably be Seth takes it back. Probably Roman.
They need to
He's
change.
been out of that picture, but it will happen eventually.
I know, but they need change. Like, I like what they've done with the women's, where it's not Alexa Bliss for like 17 months at a time. You know what I mean?
You want someone completely new?
Yeah, I want someone different. If it's the Fiend, don't get me wrong, is Bray Wyatt. It's new. He could hold it for a long time.
You just feel like it's too quick.
Yeah.
Some people feel like it's too quick. If he loses, I won't like it.
Yeah.
He needs to win for it to matter to me.
What would you do, right, if he loses? So I know we're keeping this going, but if he loses, it turns to black, and the light comes back on, he's just sitting in the corner, smiling, laughing at Seth Rollins like it doesn't matter.
Like he doesn't take the belt.
Yeah, even if he loses, he's kind of just laughing and smiling at Seth Rollins like it's like he doesn't. It's not that he doesn't care, but he knows this isn't the end. So it kind of sets him up as this crazy guy who's just going to keep on doing it.
As long as they don't do weird holograms like in the Dina, like that shit, I'm fine with it. But yeah, this has been a Clash of Champions review, PVOW. I'm gonna pick up the belt again because I'm still your champion. Well, I mean, if you want to tell people they can find us?
Yeah, you can find us on Twitter @OfPointless, on YouTube at Pointless Point of View, and you can find us on Instagram at Pointless Point of View. We also have PVOG as Pointless View of Gaming, which is a new channel we've set up. But this will be out more likely tomorrow. But we've got more episodes. Sorry, we've got more stuff coming on the pod this coming week. But as always, I've been Callum.
I've been Fraser.